I am a very picky horror filmer. I don't know if that's a term, but I'm gonna make it up. I'm a very picky horror filmer. Okay, I don't like shit that's just made to scare me. Like, I get it, it's a horror film, that's the genre. And as a teacher, because I am a teacher, I had to talk about how horror was one of the first film types that came out after silent, when we got movies with sound and color and like all that kind of stuff. And it was a big deal when horror movies came out, because 4 horror movies, I believe, were released within 3 years. And filmmaking was still really, really new when that happened. So that was a big deal that you got all these movies coming out within 3 years of each other, and the genre had just really came to life. Like Frankenstein, I think The Mummy, Dracula.
The Mummy scarred me. I ain't gonna lie, the Mummy scarred me.
Like all, not the one we know with the you know the original one, the original Mummy.
Oh yeah, I don't be watching old movies like that.
I'm talking about the original Dracula, the original The Mummy, like
black and white.
Yes, like those came out within 3 years of each other. But I am strict about that. Like, I like horror movies that scare you, but not for shock value. Not like you gave me something just to be like, I want this kid to cry when they see this shit. I want you to tremble. I want you to be scarred for the rest of your life.
They was writing that script saying, will be a core memory.
Yes, I don't want core memories. Like, if it becomes a core memory because you just did your job in the horror genre, you know, you did what you were supposed to do. Like, I like Chucky movies. Like, I like Chucky movies. And Chucky movies I like Chucky movies.
I don't like when people carrying them around. I think they a little weird.
You know, I love musicals, cooking shows. Drag race is my sport. It is my football. You have football, I have drag race. And what's it called? I love crime dramas, like biopics, and that's all like what I love. So like, if I like a horror movie, you got me. You got me. Like you like, because I can name the horror movies I actually like.
Yeah, it was a hard time getting you on Stranger Things because you know.
Because it just looked like something that was gonna scare me. Like, I didn't like, because what you needed to say was it was a horror drama.
No, so if it's horror dramas, you can.
Because it's more, because you know there's gonna be substance. It's not just gonna be ha. Like, yeah, I don't like ha. Like, just shit to scare you, just ruthless shit. Like, when people, like, especially when it's poorly made, or when it's well made.
Don't go in that closet.
Because I am the person yelling, turn around, no, like, I'm that person. But I want to have a reason to. Like, you have to get me with the story. Yeah. Like, I like slow build, but I don't like when it's so slow. Like, oh my God, Paranormal Activity. Ugh. I forget which one it was, but I went to see it in the movie theater and I just couldn't do it. Yeah. I just couldn't do it because it was so slow, and because it was like a documentary.
Paranormal Activity was trash, all right? Trash.
All of them, or a specific one?
It's okay if you like it, but it's like you vlogged in your house trying to find a ghost. That was the movie.
Or you bought a house that you know got ghosts and you are appalled that they're haunting you.
Yeah.
And then we gotta watch. And then they're like, based on a true story. Don't tell me it's based on a true story. Don't tell me that shit. Keep that to yourself.
I don't know. Kind of seeing that based on a true story kind of make the film, like the horror film for me. Like, I'm not a big horror fan. Let's not get it wrong. I don't like horror. Yeah. But if it say based on the true story, I'll be like, tell me more.
See, I repeat, we're opposites. So don't worry, we got you covered. Okay? We got you covered. But I know when it comes to like us and our thing, like, we are not about to be out here on this podcast lying,
Yeah, no, I ain't watching no horror films. I'm letting y'all know that now.
If you suggest something, you got it. You heard what I said. I'm picky.
So if you ever hear me say, go watch this horror, I mean, except for Insidious, I watch that. But like, if it's like some run-of-the-mill horror film or a very generic, low-hanging fruit horror film, and I say, go watch it, don't listen to me.
Don't listen to me.
I just be talking. Well, I am on a podcast, you feel.
I'm gonna look up like top horror movies ever. Well, it's
probably Friday 13th.
Top horror movies ever. What the hell is Black Demon? See.
Oh, exorcism stuff? I'm not doing that.
Nah.
I'm not doing that.
I am of the Lord. That's, as what was it, Kev on stage? It's not of God.
It is not of God. Hey,
they consider Morbius a horror. I liked Morbius, but I also,
it's a horror drama. Like what you say, you'll watch horror drama.
Monster House is not a horror. That is a child's family film.
Sidebar.
Yes.
Tell me why I was searching Netflix. It had to be like a couple years ago, pre-pandemic. That's how I'm gonna mark stuff. Pre-pandemic.
You gotta mark it that way.
Yeah. Pre-pandemic, I was on Netflix searching up something to watch. I don't know why I'm in the horror section. I think it's because my boy was over. He was in the horror section. And it's a movie. No, not horror, but comedy section. It was the comedy section. In the comedy section, they had the movie Spiders. It was something. J-Lo. No, not J-Lo. Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson had something to do with spiders. And I'm like, this is not a comedy. All right? My skin is crawling.
I'm looking this up now.
ScarJo. 8-legged freaks. Yes. That is not a comedy. Don't let nobody tell you it's a comedy.
What is it? What do they characterize it as? Hold on.
Comedy. They put it in the comedy section.
Netflix could have just messed up.
They definitely messed up.
Well, it doesn't have a good rating as a film either. It's definitely listed as a 5.5 out of 10. It's listed. Oh wow, it's listed as an action adventure comedy.
That's crazy.
It was a horror.
It's a horror. It's a horror movie. I did not laugh at that movie.
Oh Lord, this blonde Scarlett Johansson, young Scarlett Johansson. What the one nomination for what? What was it nominated for?
Not giving you laughs, I'll tell you that.
Best horror film.
Mm-hmm.
See, it was nominated for a horror, but it's characterized. And this is IMDb.
Yes. Yes.